Hello there, fellow Dazzlers and new players alike. Razzle are here bringing you Major Minor. Now, I know what you're thinking. Razzle, you already ran through this game. Why the heck are you doing it again? For a number of reasons. One, there are Major Minor references that are dropped here and there in Winds of Change, and so while I wait for Act 3 to drop, I figure, what the heck? Why not take a look at this game? Two, I want to kind of run through it again myself to kind of, number one, show you guys a different path through the game, and number two, kind of see if my impression of it changes, coming back and revisiting it after a couple of years. 3, the manager has his own purpose for wanting to review the game, so he's like, Razzle, just do a playthrough of the game again, so we can both have things to do with it. He can review it for whatever heck the thing he's doing, and I can post uploads of it onto my channel. Now, another thing I want to say real quick too is a lot of people say that the Redux version, or the Complete Edition, which I bought originally, is an attempt to rebrand Major Minor and bleach the negative reviews off the first game, because furries are kind of assholes sometimes, and a lot of furries were very hard on the game when it first came out, although Clay's kind of making his game seem like it was the best thing since sliced bread in the fandom. Didn't exactly help people's impressions of it either. But actually, you get both versions of the game if you buy it now. If you get the original version, you get the complete version. And actually, it was actually real quick before I get started. It was actually the other way around for quite a while. The people who owned the original version got the complete edition, and it was the people who got the complete edition who had to wait to get the original version. So the whole dent in the armor there is people could have just copy-pasted their reviews once they found out there was 2 different versions of the game. So whatever, let's just get going, shall we? Where am I? Is this outer space? No, it can't be. I'd never survive. I scan my surroundings. What I see should be impossible. A luminescent nebula gazes back at me. It twinkles, dancing across the sky. It's beautiful, but I'm not here to stargaze. As I take in the scenario, I notice some things. My feet aren't on solid ground, and for some reason I'm able to hear and breathe. Those are 2 things you can't do in space. I count this as a blessing. There are exercises I could do to calm myself down with breathing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Before I can count any higher, though, I am interrupted. At that moment, I realize I'm not here by myself. I feel a hand rest upon my shoulder and I shiver. I expect to feel fear, but a rush of calm overtakes me. Hello, and welcome to the Arg. This is a very special place, you see. There's that lovely Arg music. You'll be hearing that a lot in this game, by the way. Only a select few are allowed to be here. Do you notice something already kind of dangling around that guy's neck? If not, go to the library and look at the bottom right side of the screen where the books are. You might notice something. Not bottom right, but kind of like middle right of the screen. This is home to those touched by fate. Imbued with the power most would call fiction. Others have come, but now it is your turn. First and foremost, I require a name. Something to enter into the annals of time. We must ensure you aren't forgotten. Let's go with Joshua. I like that name. Joshua, it has a nice ring. I'm sure you'll be remembered. My name, you ask? That's not important. No one will remember me. Oh, trust me, buddy boy. They will. Your presence here portends, who even says that, a grand fate. Not just for you, but the universe, too. That is the purpose of those who come here. To that end, what else do they call you? Your surname is just as important. And I must know, out of curiosity. Let's go with Nicholas. Joshua Nicholas, Very well, the pleasure is mine. In giving me your name, the deed is done. Your service to me in the Ark is pledged. Well, thanks for telling me what I was signing the contract for, buddy boy. But don't worry, you're not a slave. Your service rewards you with a power, something that most would kill to achieve. Others must bend to the rules of this world, but for you the opposite rings true. You are no longer a victim of circumstance. When you make a choice, reality will bend, your every whim will fall to your lap. The universe now accommodates you. This is the power granted to you by the Arg. This is the power granted to you by me. Oh, it appears you're fading away. Do you long to return to Earth? I understand, there's fear in the unknown. I will find you again soon, and perhaps then we can talk a little more. Don't be scared, Joshua. I mean no harm. Would you like to save? Yes. Oh yeah, let's save File Town. That's the other thing too. We don't get to save whenever we want to. Fun. I feel a rush of speed as I'm shot back into my body. It was almost as if my spirit momentarily left me. Who was that man, and what was the arc? I scratched my head in a state of confusion. It definitely wasn't a dream, I know that for sure. When you wake up from a dream, you know it wasn't real. You laugh it off. That's not the sensation I was feeling. I try to ground myself in reality. I take in my surroundings. I focus on my destination, Tokyo, Japan. Glorious Nippon. I feel myself calm down, slowly but surely. The anxiety starts to replace itself with excitement, though many would argue with it. Who didn't dream of going to Tokyo in a lifetime? And it was the first places of many I'd visit, on what would surely be the best year of my life. I sit there holding the armrest with a fierce grip. It wouldn't be long until I figured out how wrong I was. Chapter 1, the cliche before the storm. I mean, come on. Okay, I said I wasn't going to be too smart alecky with this. I tried my best to maintain my composure. A can of Pop Star held firmly in my grasp. I wasn't one to drink energy drinks so easily, but I picked up what you might call an addiction. For a little bit of context, I'll say this. Pop Star was a leading brand of energy drink. In fact, it was almost as popular as soda. Wow! It had a full endorsement from a famous pop idol. A contest was held to coincide with this new idol's... This idol, this should be apostrophe S there, new tour. 2 special cans were thrown into the wild. Those that found them got to travel with the tour, almost like a golden ticket from childhood stories. I see the manager isn't the only one who likes to reference other things. He does that a lot with his fiction. The context made the drink skyrocket in popularity. It took the world by storm, a cultural phenomenon. The chance to live a life of luxury was hard to pass up. Well, I mean, yeah, a little bit of a life of luxury. In case you didn't know, the name of the idol was Clays. And this was a moment when everybody was like, oh my god, he's self-inserting himself into the game, and that's egotistical and Mary Sue-ish. And it's like, at that point I know people who know their fiction and who don't. Just because you make a character famous in a story doesn't mean they're a Mary Sue. That's the basics of it. The manager might have to do a writer's words to kind of talk about Mary Sue's, but let's keep going. Not to mention, those of you who've already seen this know what's about to go down. So when I say I picked up something of an addiction, that might actually be the understatement of the year. The odds of winning were literally in the billions, so it took a fair amount of chugging in order to win. I asked myself if it was worth it, but that's subjective. At least that's what I told myself in between jitters. Being one of the lucky 2 came with its consequences. That's what the media called the prospective winners. Before I can continue talking, I'm interrupted. Someone walking down the aisle has a nasty fall. They brace to descent and land on their seat beside me. That takes a special kind of skill, doesn't it? He quickly rises to his feet, wearing an odd look of panic. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I nod my head. It's not the end of the world. Aside from a minor frighten, everything is fine, although maybe we could talk to pass the time. It was starting to get boring sitting by myself. First time on the train. Don't know what came over me. I just got dizzy and then bam. Sounds like someone has a case of vertigo. I apologize again. Sorry for intruding, I really am. I try explaining to him that everything is fine, but he seems to think he's committed an awful crime. Your choices will affect the way you are treated. Before he can respond, however, when alarm, they also can change the flow of the story. Too bad I can't save whatever I want. Before he can respond, however, an alarm sounds loudly. The train comes to a screeching halt. Mechanical failure? That's not good. Oh no, what was that? Are you going to die? I forgot how overdramatic this guy was. Like, I thought Fortum was bad. I can't help but snicker at that. He's clearly one of those catastrophic thinkers. Good thing I bought a conch. Now I can be empowered for stranded. I don't get this. I decided to sit back and wait it out. In situations like this, there's nothing else to do. I try to think of how I could pass the time. It might be a while until we're mobile again. I can't use my phone for anything other than texts. The data charges while we were abroad were a death sentence. But I don't think doing a call would charge data. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. There's quite the time difference at play here. I'm also trying to like look up what the deal is with the conch. I typed in conch of power, and something involving Lord of the Flies comes up. So is that what he was? Is that what the reference is supposed to be? I don't know. I'll have to talk to people. My phone vibrates, and I go to look at it, almost as if it knew I was thinking about it. It's Rook, the man I'm meeting at the train station. He's wondering where I am, and I'm not sure what to say. Should I play it cool or let him know we've stalled? Let's curry his favor for now. It's not much longer now. Rook likes your answer. I tell him that it won't much be longer. No point in having him worry over nothing at all. This will likely resolve itself momentarily. Good to hear. You know I don't like standing for long periods of time. Freaking sit on a seat or something. I don't know. He seems happy at my response. Much better than having him worry that I might be late. Arguably for the best, as he seems very obsessive. And quite demanding, too. Or, I guess you do now, remember it. But I guess he's a busy guy. Places to be and whatnot. I'll hold it against him. I see that squirrel also eagerly texting away. I put my phone back in my pocket and recline in my seat. I wasn't exactly sure how Rook was late at the place, but he had to be pretty high up there. I was only given concrete details last week. I thought there'd be limos and media coverage, but I was quickly told that this wasn't the case. I was getting picked up by a regular guy named Rook. I wonder if it would go on full-on cliche, with a large piece of cardboard that says Joshua. Oh man, I really hope we'll be okay. My trainer is usually incident-free. Usually. But he said that this was his first time. It seems like there's a contradiction in his statement. He seems to contradict himself without realizing it. Bonus points if y'all kind of got that reference. Sound effects should kind of help with that. Well, as far as awkward silences are, we should probably get to know each other, just in case we're stuck here forever. Oh, how fun that would be. You can call me Kila, as the music kicks in. I'm here to see some friends. What about you? What brings you to Tokyo? It's nice to meet another English speaker. I only speak Japanese at preschool level. I'm about to answer, but I stopped myself short. I have flashbacks to when I signed that NDA, non-disclosure agreement. I wasn't allowed to publicly reveal why I was here, at least not until the media made it official. But then again, what am I going to do? It'd likely never find itself back to me. Plus, Kila could be impressed with who I really am. A friend would be a great thing to have while abroad. Should I tell him, or keep it secret for now? Let's be good boys. I decided to stick to my morals and not break the NDA. That's probably for the best. Who wants a lawsuit? If I did let out my secret and I got back to work, well, I'm sure there'd be hell to pay. Yeah, he seems like the type. Oh, you can't say? That's cool, I guess. I'm just here to visit my brother. Nothing to hide on my end, really. There's another contradiction in his statement. I thought he said he was here to meet friends. Now he's here to meet his brother? Oh, brother. That seems odd. Nothing to hide, eh? I feel bad I can't tell him. He clearly realizes that I'm hiding something. I'm still really excited. It's my first time in Tokyo. Gotta hit up all the maid cafes. Of course. Typical tourist. What about you? Would you ever go to a maid cafe? I heard they're just the best. Maid cafes? Those are much like restaurants in Western culture. However, your waitress actually sits at your table. You converse with them, play games with them, get to know them. They also probably usually wear, like, nice-looking outfits. It's definitely a foreign concept to me. How do I respond to Kila? So, the stream we went to the maid cafe last time, or the stream we went to the maid cafe, that's not really my thing. Kila didn't like your answer. Well, tough noogies, Blue Man. Oh, that's a shame. I heard that say they scare foreigners, or at least they judge without trying. You shouldn't knock stuff before doing it. Who knows, you might end up liking it. Before I continue talking, the train moves again, and the passengers are shaken by the sudden movement. Kila beams a wide smile as if this was a major victory. Wow, I was scared for nothing. That didn't last long at all. I hope he just has fun wandering around those maid cafes. They may not be my thing, but he sure seems excited. Personally, that's more excited than you, Rook. I wonder what he'd be like. Trust me, kid. You're not missing out on much. More importantly, I wonder how you treat me. He certainly seems like an interesting guy. For a moment, I'm glad I didn't break my NDA. I don't think I would be able to face him if I did. I found out odd that I'm analyzing my previous actions as if I could have changed what I said and what I did. Perhaps it was because of that weird vision I had. I can control my own destiny or something like that. Through the power of save and load, because we're taking notes from Undertale. What a ridiculous thing to comprehend. If I can control my destiny, I wouldn't be here. I'd probably be off somewhere living a life of luxury. But there's no use thinking like that, so I stopped. At that exact moment, a pain attacks my chest. More pain than I've ever felt before. It pulses with my increasingly fast heartbeat. I go to clutch my gut instinctively, only to find out that I can't move. Because someone's outworlded the game, it seems like. Everyone around me seems to have frozen in place. I start to panic. I gotta focus on my breathing like before, but I can't breathe either. I sense someone... That's actually kind of scary when you think about it, to be fully conscious during a time stop. Like, to know you're frozen in time and be able to consciously be able to process that, you know? Like, that's a really freaky thing when you think about it. The hand on my shoulder again. Hey, it's homeboy. The pain fades away and I gasp loudly for air. Is there something about his touch? Terribly sorry for earlier. Our meeting seems to have been cut short. Perhaps he desired to return to Earth. After all, the universe bends to you now. Am I that frightening? Either way, I sense conflict within you. You think what happened earlier was a dream. Yet now your dream stands before you. I am real. The Ark is real. And the power you have is real too. I am not here to lecture you anymore. Your words and actions are your own, as is the power I have given you. However, you will be asked to help me. You are not receiving this power for free, but I'll let you run free for today. When I see you again tonight, I will tell you everything, and then your journey will begin. Would you like to save? Sure. You know, I mean, one of the things people knock this game for is for using, like, the basic, oh, my tips, the basic, like, music from RPG Maker and sound effects, but, you know what? Personally, it's not, from my own experience and experience of the manager, it's not easy to just, like, pick music and have it play, even if you got, like, access to music from, like, other places, like a starter pack or whatever. Like, it's pretty tricky to pick music and have it fit pretty good, and Clace did a really good job with picking, you know, music from the basic RPG Maker pack that kind of fits nicely with what's happening, so, at least for the most part. Oops, I clicked outside the screen. I immediately shot back to my own reality, or at least the reality I was comfortable with. But I know one thing now for sure. That really happened. The Ark wasn't a dream. He actually gave me some kind of power. I have no idea what to think now. The confusion inside of me intensifies. It's like millions of voices are fighting inside my head, trying to make sense of everything that happened. Hey, are you coming? Keela stands before me, his luggage in tow. Notice I'm also standing up. It appears my body moved on its own, almost like something momentarily took over. Did I say something wrong? Gosh, I need to watch my mouth. I tell him he did nothing wrong. I let him know that I was lost in my own train of thought. He seems to giggle as if this was a pun. Train of thought. Haha. At least he waited for me or I'd be clueless right now. That's the last thing I'd want to be. Alone and confused in Tokyo. Bad combination. I apologize for the delay as we exit the train. Fright looms over me for the rest of the day. Whatever happened tonight would change everything. Meanwhile, in Outworld, in the courtrooms of Terra, I'm just going to call it Outworld because I feel like it. A planet far from Earth, yet closer than was known to any. This guy, you want to keep an eye on this guy. Ladies and gentlemen, without further delay, I present to you Lord Player, your current leader in the race for mayor, and with that, your future king. I've been his humble servant for years, and through that I'm certain of one thing. He will bring Terra to an age of prosperity. Come now, Riley, you embarrass me. I'd rather speak for myself. I'm flattered, but they need to hear me. I shall speak of this prosperity on my own. This is something every Terran must hear. Under our current king, we are doomed. Forgive me, Lord Player. I did not mean to embarrass you. Not in front of all these people. I mean you no quarrel, Riley. Have a seat. I'll call you as needed. Yes, my lord. Yeah, you also notice that this lacks the zooming in, the panning, all the cool stuff we have with Winds of Change. It's kind of just obvious first game here. Allow me to ask you all a question. You don't need to answer vocally. Just ponder on it as food for thought. If I may paint an image in your minds. You have a starving family. Your only desire is to feed them. You work harder than you ever have before, but you only have enough food to feed half. The rest of your family will simply starve. Though before you can eat, there's a knock. A violent rapping on the door of your home. You learn that it's someone new to Terra. They fled the destruction of their home. All they want is a new life on our soil. They beg you for food, almost dying. But if you feed them, your family suffers. In this case, charity is a curse. They live, your family dies. Or, they live and your family may die. So what do? Would you help a stranger, even if it goes on to hurt your family? I believe I know what your answer is. Why would I let my family die? Why would I give a stranger my food? I do not blame you if this is your answer. You worked so hard for the sustenance. Why are you expected just to give it away? Why is Terra expected to give it away? This is the portrait painted of our world, a place to be taken advantage of, used. We can barely sustain ourselves, yet we need to care for these immigrants? Your current king is making fatal mistakes. He gives everything away freely, and calls himself the Immortal King. If he truly lived for several millennia, well, you'd think he'd have common sense. Something Terra has been lacking as of late. Every immigrant we accept, they're another stroke on our canvas, one that paints us as lax and lazy. The more we accept into our world, the more we condemn ourselves to accept. This is the power of that word of mouth. At this rate, we will all die. Regardless of our origin, we will starve. I wanted a strict immigration law, but even this would not help us. You don't allow a disease to run rampant. We need to cure this blight permanently. A vote for player will give us severance, a disconnect from all the other worlds. No longer will they be able to use us. If elected, I will devote my life to this. I will ensure Terra's independence, and our base right to live fulfilling lives. Only then will we be free from immigration. Only then will our resources be our own. That is all. Will there be any questions? So, I know Lord Player kind of just sounded like your stereotypical shady, greedy politician, but keep an eye on him too. Though the characters are a little in this one compared to Winds of Change, not everything is as you see it. I was kind of surprised when I got to know Lord Player a little bit more. I have a question for you, Lord Player. If you're accepting, of course. Please speak, my child. My name is Kaylin. Please refrain from calling me child. I'm not one of your blind followers. The real problem lies with your greed. Oh, there's a G word. There's a G word. You're a noble. You have so much food. Why do you hoard it when you save your own short? That's, you all know where this is going. What? If people like you learn to share, well, we'd all be leading happy lives. You're a single man, yet I've seen some inside reports. You hoard enough food to feed dozens. Inside reports? Wouldn't it be more fitting to share? The supply is there, Lord Player. Your campaign is based on a lie. And why do you have so much food? You don't look that round to me. This is why Lord Vlasquez wants it hide. Not on everybody, just the rich. So I don't think you care about our food, or any resources for that matter. You only care about removing foreigners. So my question is, what is the true reason you seek severance? What gives you the right to say this? Go speaking to your future king. Slow down there, buddy boy. The election hasn't happened yet. If certain cycles in America have taught us, it's, not quite right to paint yourself as the victor. Let a race to run, as Pops Racer would say. Don't make me laugh. Don't make me laugh. We're Shao Kahn when we need him. There you go. You're avoiding the question. Where is your proof? Accusations require evidence, Kayleen. Something I'm sure you don't have. I laugh at the notion that I am hoarding, especially enough to feed dozens of people. I know the importance of giving. I would never keep that while others starve. Really? You fooled me. The story you just told everyone was not about sharing and giving. I asked why you seek severance, and you go and get this defensive? Your hatred speaks volumes, Lord Player. There's no need to discriminate here. Everyone deserves food and shelter, not just those native to Terra. But Player raises a good point, though. Like, if Terra is trying to shelter people, and they truly don't have the resources, it's not good to keep doing that, because it's like everybody's gonna tank in the end. Like, you know. I mean, that is if you buy into Player's story, or if you believe Kayleen. If you believe Kayleen, Lord Player's just being your typical rich a-hole and hoarding everything. I seek severance to be independent. I only want to share amongst our own. I don't want a reputation of charity. I want Terra to thrive on its own. If we keep giving things away, we only give off a bad image of ourselves. It's also interesting that he's writing this train, because it kind of reminds me of the phrase, how's it go? Teach a man the fish. Teach a man the fish, and he'll have a fish, or be dependent, or something like that. Teach a man. No, give a man a fish, and I'll just have a fish. Teach a man to fish, and I'll have fish for a lifetime, or something along those lines. Well, even if you did achieve severance, we'd still be full of immigrants. Not only that, but their descendants too. How does this make you feel? Simple. We'd establish a new Terra. Once we had severed, we'd all be natives. Well, I mean, that and the immigrants would probably become residents after so long. I mean, assuming they have a system like most Earth nations do, where it's like, you know, you're an immigrant, but then you live there for so many years, and you basically, like, become a regular citizen, essentially, like, legally. Or something, I don't know. Oh, he wants to unite as Terra and become one self-sustaining world. Funny you should bring that up now. Rebranding our entire world, do you think that'd be part of your campaign? Typical politician. Making things up, turning all the negatives into positives, and turning negative media coverage into fake news. I'll give you credit, but I'm not fooled. I asking him for proof, child. Fine. Your servant Kabu has all of it. He provided a peculiar shipping manifest. This should be all that we need to prove this. What? And the evidence substantiates his claims. Claims of hearing immigrant hate speech, a nightly pastime of yours, it seems. I'll let him handle it from here. Okay, shut up. I can confirm all that Kayleen has said. Kabu! You traitor! What have I done to deserve this? At first I thought Player was my friend. I know I'm not from Terra, but he made me feel wanted like a son. But he started to hate immigrants so much, I realized more that I was only being used. He just wanted a cheap servant. And now recently he's been hoarding food, creating nothing but an artificial shortage, one he can conveniently blame on immigrants, and one that he can use as cover. He conveniently hides his hatred while supporting his campaign for mayor. The problem isn't those coming to Terra. It's the greed of those who live on it. Our immortal king speaks the truth, a tithe on the upper class. Then everyone will be fed. Vote for Velasquez's continued reign. You know you speak lies. Why are you doing this, Kabu? Please look at the shipping manifest. I'll place it here for all to see, that you may know Player's true nature. Remember, he owns lots of land on Terra. This is but one of many instances. I'm positive he hoards at his other homes. Forged! The evidence is forged! Do not trust such infantile accusations. This was likely created by Velasquez. Riley, have a word with the people. Ensure they realize Kabu's deceit. And gods, please detain those two men. Does he have the authority to do that? He's only a mayor. I mean, he is a lord, but I don't know. I don't know how the hierarchy works on Terra. Meanwhile, in Earthrealm, we noticed that there aren't many people standing around. The initial rush must have already subsided. At least Keela waited for me. How long was I out? Well, I guess this is it, I kind of pictured a grander entrance, but there's really nobody here. Oh well, I should have expected less. That way you don't get disappointed. It's better than getting your hopes up. Just ask the Star Wars fans that. It was sure an odd way of looking at things. Of course, nothing about Kilo was normal, and neither was... now we're gonna go there. Hey, pull out your phone. We should exchange numbers just in case. I know you don't really like maid cafes, but I can tell you so much about Tokyo. I read about this place online for weeks. There's a lot of stuff to do here. I'm sure you can come to some middle ground. He pulls out his phone and awaits my information. I pull out the phone out of my pocket and do the same. After a few moments pass, we exchange our digits. You got Kila's contact information. Yeah, spoiler alert, guys, this doesn't go anywhere. It's something that I think was planned to be more ingrained in the game and just doesn't really happen much. Thanks. It was nice to meet you. I'm always glad to make a new friend. He starts to scurry away. I hope he's a texter. I hate getting phone calls. It seems so weird. Our generation is definitely hooked on text messages. I wonder where I'm supposed to go. Work never gave me detailed information. I expected he'd be right there when I got off, but I don't see anyone at all, actually. I quickly turn a corner and bump into a helpless woman. Hey, watch where you're going, will you? I step back and immediately apologize. I tell her that I was just looking for my friend Rook. I explain the fact that I'm a foreigner and... Foreigner? Oh, so am I. But I'm no concierge. You should probably tell your friend to meet you in the atrium. She points towards a large open area. I guess that's a good enough landmark. I thank her and start following her direction. Before I can get too far, a hand grips my shoulder. Oh no, could it be that man again? Please give me some peace and quiet today. Hey, it's that guy. Are you so lonely that you've taken up talking to yourself? That's weird. I'm extremely relieved. For a moment I thought it might have been that man again. But no, this must be Rook. What does he mean by talking to myself? Whatever. I'm glad you're here. The PA speakers mentioned possible delays, and that's not something I can tolerate. We're on a strict schedule. STRICT. He starts typing away on his tablet. Strict. Adjective. Acting in close conformity to requirements or principles. Ever heard of that word before? Well then. Wow. And I thought Kilo was a character. Although I guess it would be a little upset if he was boring. No one likes to stick in the mud. So where's the other one? I was confused. I wasn't quite sure what he meant. I asked him for clarification. You're the contest winner, I mean. You're supposed to be together. Wait, what? Insufferable. I hate being lied to. Drop the act. Seriously, where is he? I tell him I have no idea what he's talking about. I'm on a diplomatic mission to Alderaan. I was gonna say something else. Did I use that joke already in the Winds of Change playthrough? I didn't mean anybody on the train except for Kayla. Wait, could that mean? No way! Out of the shadow, someone shuffles towards us. It's that guy. Hey, you two. You were watching us? That's exceedingly creepy. What a group. We have ourselves a stalker and someone who talks to themselves, too. I really don't get what he means. I was clearly getting directions from that woman. I wasn't watching you. I was just shy. And hold on a second. You're the other contest winner? He really emphasizes the word you are. I'm unsure if I should take offense to this or not. Although now I'm glad I didn't break the NDA. Rook would have found out for sure. I guess I should have expected it. Both on the same train, both English speakers. It adds up. Well, either way, I have to say I'm really glad it's you. I feel like we got along on the train even if it was only for a few minutes. I know you don't like maid cafes, but we'll be spending lots of time together. I'm sure we can figure something out. At least the save points come in like good intervals of about, what, how many saves? 2? So about like, I've been running a recording for about 30 minutes right now, so 10 or so minutes you get a save point. It's decent stopping points. So you're not one for maid cafes, that's good. They're a total waste. Hey, judging much? They didn't teach you not to do that, you know, like back in grade school. Gosh, you're so crass. Rook types away to his tablet. Is he looking up the definition of that word? I'm definitely not crass. I apologize if I came off that way. Regardless, you two couldn't agree on where to go, so if you let me, I'll handle this. Allow me to invoke the rule of Rook. It always cuts through indecision. Sounds terrifying, though. The rule of Rook? Are you pulling our legs? Hear me out. You can't decide where to go, and to top it off, you're new around here. I, however, have a vast knowledge of Tokyo. I can figure out the perfect place to go. Besides, there's been a bit of a delay. You won't be meeting Clace for a day or two. Will he be gone in a day or two? I'm tasked with helping you waste time. I guess that makes sense. What do you think? I nod. Well, where are you going to take us? That'll have to come as a surprise, but it will be an electric town. Electric town? You don't mean Akihabara? Yes, the same city that Steins Gate happens in. We all spend lots of time there. It's a place to be for tourists. That and Clace loves the atmosphere. A lot of his outings are at Akihabara. Wow, we'll get along great then. What about this delay you mentioned? Is everything okay? It sounds bad. Oh, it's fine. Clay's got into a fight. Him and his tour manager disagree a lot, but Singe always manages to quell him. I guess you could say he douses his flames. I hope it's nothing too serious. It'll be fine. Clay's is a hothead. He'll be fine after his venting and relaxing. The pun was there. The pun was there, and you missed it. You missed it. The bump set was there, and what you did was slap the ball and not spike it. Anyways, we should probably get going. We won't get anywhere sitting here all day. It's high time we ditch the station. Yeah. I don't have any killer affection of it. Yeah, you can get affection between the characters depending on like what choices you pick. Affection doesn't really do much other than get them to tell you backstory later on in the game. That's pretty much it. Like, imagine the affection system that we've seen in Winds of Change was just a lot more basic. Anyways, after a few moments we exit the station. Sharp breeze, sharp inhalation. It's nice to feel some fresh air after all that time. The plane and train ride here were definitely stuffy. Interesting. The air here feels different. Not in a bad way, I mean just different. It was probably expected in a foreign country. The air almost smells cleaner than it does back home. Where is home? Like, I get that they're doing the whole thing where it's, you know, it could be anybody, but it would have been cool if the character was a little bit more grounded. Like, I come from the United States. Oh, okay. You know, that's what I like about Winds of Change. Like, the seer is supposed to be you, but the seer has like a history and a grounding in the world of Alestia, so it's like you kind of have something tangible to hold on to while you're imparting yourself in there. There's a role for you to fill, so to speak. Not just some random bungalow that got recruited by some random Hainya dude. Not what you're used to, huh? Don't worry, you'll get used to it. Just enjoy the fresh air. You deserve it. They did rush you off onto that train, right? No time to relax after that long flight, but you're good now. Relax and enjoy it. I guess you're right. Hey, wait. Does that mean we're on the same plane? That's so cool. What are the odds? Actually, it's incredibly probable. We both won the same contest after all. Pretty solid, actually. You both won the same contest after all. Enter Rook, the social assassin, blurting out the things we don't dare to. I didn't think of it that way, I guess. He looks defeated. See, that's why I refrained. Well, we shouldn't stand around. We don't leave just to waste time out here when I can't read properly. I've got a little bit of a surprise for you. Remember how he said things would be quiet? Well, Clace went and pulled some strings. The kind of strings to get you a limo. We have a limo? Like, just for us? Heh. That was a pleasant surprise, actually. Rook gave us a soft smile as he says the word limo. I can tell you've been waiting to let out that secret. Something like that. We'll use it to move you around town, at least until we leave Tokyo behind. But even then, we'll just rent a new one. This tour is going to all sorts of places. We get to travel the world in style. Mood completely reversed! Thanks, Rook. Should we get going then? Where is it? Well, actually, it's right here. That's supposed to be a car parking. Rook points to a limo parked just a few feet away. I never expected to get to drive in that. Especially after they mentioned the low-key aspect. Well played, definitely off to a good start now. He knocks on the window, calling to someone inside. After a few moments pass, a new face enters the scene. I'm having trouble coming up with unique enough voices for these different characters, So, you two are it? Yeah, I guess. 2 winners, remember? We're not here to visit a chocolatier. There you go again with that Willy Wonka reference. Golden ticket, you know, it's freaking... Might as well just give me a... I don't know. Not what I meant. Just expected something else. What does she mean by that? Well, you can call me Jade. It's a pleasure to meet both of you. But you're not green. You know, if you combat fan. I need to slow down on the references. The contest just had a year of hype. I built up this weird image in my mind. I expected winners to be larger than life. I apologize if I offended you in any way. Surely you can understand what I meant. We often have these sort of preconceptions. I suppose I know what you mean. No offense taken either. It's nice to meet you too. But speaking of preconception, can you tell us a little bit about Clace? I feel like the image in my mind is wrong. You've met him, right? He must have all kinds of inside knowledge. I see him all the time. But yeah, many people get him wrong. Here's a few words I'd use to describe him. Self-absorbed, egotistical, holier than thou, arrogant, disrespectful. He's the worst. Excuse me? It was a joke, Keela. I'm still learning this humor thing, but I guess I have a few more steps to go. That was your definition of a joke? She doesn't need steps, she needs leaps and bounds. This is almost certainly how rumors are started. Work tries to teach me in our off time, and that explains everything. But I guess I'm far from mastered it. Oh, that explains it. He's the last person in the world I'd say is fine. Well, I appreciate an honest answer. Of course, he can be shy and silent, but he can also be loud and outgoing. He can be polite and formal, or he can be crude and lax. He's just like any of us. When you're up on that stage, or even when you're doing an interview, you're just putting on an act for the world. All the world's a stage, a friend of mine, he sometimes said, but though he tried to show the way, they only cared about his name. And if any of you get that, what I just referenced, or first person to Google it and put it in the comment section, you get a heart on your comment. It's like a like and a heart in your comment, and me responding saying, "Wow, you listen to that guy too." I think you'll get along with him just fine. But I don't think you know him yet either. The amount of people that do is very small. Oh, right. Thanks for answering. Sounds like he's under lots of pressure. It sucked to have an image to maintain. And about the humor thing, you're doing great. Keep learning. Whoa, Keela can lie? Yeah. Talent people have. Thanks, Keela. It's always fun to learn. Anyway, let's get ourselves to the limo. We'll get this adventure started. Sounds good. I can't wait. My hype level is off the charts. It's over 9,000! Meanwhile, in Outworld, outside the courthouse, moments later. So, you think that'll ruin player? I'm just kidding, I'm not gonna do that voice again. When I streamed it the first time, I gave Conrad this high-pitched, that's the guy's name is Conrad. I gave him this high-pitched voice, like this, and it was very interesting. And he was like the only joke voice I kept when I started playing the game seriously, but I gotta come up with something serious here. So, do you think that'll ruin player? Only time will tell, Conrad. It was risky, but we succeeded. We now have our inside man. Kaylin can operate from within player's home. So I have to ask, was the evidence real? It doesn't matter. It helped us. Means to an end, I believe they say. We have everything we need to take him out. I doubt player will go down without a fight. It won't be pleasant for Kaylin or Kabu. What do you think he'll do, Indy Mayan? They'll be put in an interrogation, I think. But this doesn't cause me much concern. Kaylin has been trained to resist torture. The major fact is that he's inside now. We just need to wait for his correspondence. After that, we can formulate a plan. I think he'll plant some evidence. Something we can find next time we're there. An innocent visit, an incriminating find. So Kaylin can resist torture, eh? He looks pretty frail to me, and Kabu will probably face the brunt of this. That's a worthy sacrifice, isn't it? Kabu did this willingly. I guess. I can see it now. Assassin's Guild, out this corrupt politician. It's gotta help our reputation, right? We're the Assassin's Guild. We have no reputation. I guess. Just trying to make conversation. If people found out about us, they'd quickly find the king funds us. Then he'd be the one getting ousted. Fine. So what do we do now? The player situation will remain on standby. We must wait for instructions from Kaylin, or until we have another off-worlder. Players are more than happy to take them. With that said, the ritual is our goal. It helps us on both fronts, Conrad. The ritual? Again? You sound like you're stuck on a loop. Our track record of failure is demotivating. Buddy boy, try doing job applications. You know how Velasquez feels about failure. But we get an off-worlder no matter what. If that happens, we become a player. We gain his trust through these failures. It's symbiotic, Conrad. It's cold, Indy Mayan. Then put on a jacket. Yes, it gives me chills. He walks away, done with the conversation. Jeez, what a mentor he is. I'll never get anywhere worthwhile. Oh well, a man can dream. Indy Mayan, wait up for me. Inside the limo, back on Earthrealm. So yeah, remember when I said, like, keep an eye on player, that he's not really everything. And as you can see, they are conspiring against him, so his whole thing about hoarding food might not exactly be true. Ooh. We're led into a massive limo. Actually, emphasis on the massive. I didn't think it would be this big on the inside. Must be a TARDIS. Or like a wizard limo. Jade promptly gets situated in the driver's seat. This leaves Rook. Actually, no. Wizards are too classless to use any kind of technology like cars. Except when they have to. Wow, this is amazing. It's so spacious, so luxurious. Huh? Oh, sorry, Jade. Guess I was in my own little world. Actually, it looked like he was staring at Jade. I found myself questioning the relationship with these two. She quickly turns and speaks to us through the divider. So, where to? Well, they couldn't think of a place. I say we just take them to you-know-where. Nothing but fun times to be had over there. Couldn't have said it better myself. I know. Better than a mini cafe. Can you believe Keela wanted to go to one? No comment. Hey! Oh, take it easy. Harmless jokes, Keela. Anyways, this is a really awkward part. We're supposed to bond or whatever. He cringes as he says the word bond. Instead of acknowledging that, I notice something else. I can hear a noise coming from the passenger seat. Someone up there with Jade. I asked Rook about this. Oh, you noticed, huh? Enemy, do you want to say hi? Hey! He retreats just as quickly as he appeared. Huh? I haven't the faintest idea who that was. That was Clay's brother, Anime. Clay's brother? But he looks nothing. It's Clay's brother, Anime. Now shut up. Keela was right, but Rook cuts him off. Is he putting on some sort of act? If anything, it's for Anime's benefit. I decided to play along, as does Keela. I see. Well, that's cool. Very cool indeed. I can't tell if he's sincere or not. Well, moving on. I should go over the basics with you two, just stuff to know before I let you wander. Make sure you're paying attention, aight? Feel free to take notes if you need to. Here's a book for the both of you to have. Lists common Japanese phrases inside. I suggest learning a few common ones. Namely, I don't understand Japanese. I'm probably assuming here, so I'm sorry. But I doubt you could hold a conversation. Oh, and if the citizens call you gaijin, well, that's a term of endearment. It's nice to know Rook can be civil and polite. For once, he's actually helping us. I assumed his default mode was condescend to everyone. No, that's political Fergus on Twitter. He hands each of us a book. I put mine in my pocket. It's definitely travel size, I'm sure it helped. That was one of the things I was actually worried about. If someone tried to talk to me, I couldn't talk back. Oh, I almost forgot. There's one last thing you should know. It relates to current events in Tokyo. It's mostly superstition, of course, but it's got everybody up in arms, so it's better you hear it from me. What is it? The Midnight Deaths. The Midnight what? Tokyo's been hit by suicide and murder. More and more cases with each passing day. But it gets a little weirder than that. All the cases happen at midnight. Like clockwork. Right on the dot. Are you serious? Of course I'm serious. The deaths have been mysterious in nature. No culprit for the murders or no evidence. That's why it has everybody talking. The crime scenes don't add up at all. What happened is physically impossible. But to us, that's not really important. There's something far more noteworthy, and that's when these deaths first started. What do you mean? I know it's a coincidence, but they started a month ago, on the night of our arrival in Tokyo. Oh, what? Some people think the tour is an ill omen, that perhaps being here is the cause of it. What? That's not nice. Indeed. I hope that explains some things, especially why we kept your arrival quiet. We didn't need any more fanfare around us. Restrictions are even being put on Clays, so don't feel singled out in all this. Everyone's being affected equally here. So to that end, please stay quiet. Don't let anybody know why you're here, at least not for the next little while. But I know you're both trustworthy, so just continue as you have been. We aren't even doing a press release, at least not until Cinch is ready. He handles these situations with expertise. It's kind of like my boss and teacher. And don't worry about your enjoyment. You'll still have fun, I guarantee it. There's just a few precautions to take. Later tonight, we'll get you to your hotel. Everything is still on the par for the green. Just don't cause any commotions, okay? Yeah, of course. Don't want to make things worse. The place must be under enough stress as is. Yeah, I can tell it's affecting him. It's good that you heard this from me. You know how rumors and grapevines can be. People are even saying he's the killer. Huh. They're connecting totally unrelated events. Our arrival has nothing to do with all this. Or does it? But you know how it works, right? People always need something to blame, a figurehead for all their problems. I suppose that's true, but they should focus on the real culprit. Clace is harmless, he couldn't do that. Or could he? You're telling me, but it's still odd. Suicide's happening at midnight, too. It's not just a killer, it's something else. And whatever it is, we have no idea. Some people are blaming the supernatural, but I never really believed in that stuff. The limo slowly comes to a stop, but this just leaves us all in awkward silence. Well, I guess that means we're here. Thanks for making conversation with me, even if it was in the realm of the macabre. Yeah, I could have picked a better time. Was your goal to scare us away, Rook? Because it almost worked, you know. No comment. Let's go. He leaves the limo without saying another word. For a while there, I was starting to feel free, but now I'm getting bogged down by terms and conditions. Though when I think about it, it's not too bad. I can play along if it's for the system's benefit. Wouldn't want to let it slip while we're really here. It caused a panic in the middle of Akihabara. Well, here we are. Welcome to Akihabara. Welcome to Akihabara. Just watch your heads as you exit. We don't want to bang them on the way out. We both nod and do as instructed. Would you like to save your game? Yes. And I'm going to call it a... Go ahead and stop here. Because I did pull 40 minutes earlier for another video that involves punching people in the face to bloody effect. So, my throat's getting a little tired here, so I'm going to have to cut it off here. And, yeah, so far we're only 48 minutes into the game. And as you can see, things kind of move a little slow. It's pretty much going to be that way until we get to, like, Chapter 3 or so. But, yep. This is a game so many furries went crazy about, whether flagging down for negative reviews or giving lots of praise to. So, let me know what you think in the comments down below so far. And my name is Russell Joestar, and I almost forgot to hit you guys over the head with the obligatory helping spiel. Remember to smash that like button and ring the bell if you subscribe. Well, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell and become part of our Dazzling Ringers Notification Squad. Notification Dazzlers. I'm trying to come up with a cute name for that, but you become part of our Notification Squad. And hey, even just liking the video, sharing it, and commenting, that's good enough. You don't need to donate to our Ko-fi or our Patreon. It would help if you did either of those two things, though. But, yeah. My name is Russell Joestar. Thank you guys for tuning in. And next time, we're going to hit up Akihabara and see what Rook's up to and see if we can learn any more about these mysterious deaths. Take care, everybody. I'll see y'all later.